Here she comes.
Here, Bessie, you give Granny the loving cup.
Hail to the
giant! What are they hailing you about?
Granny, we's hailing the champ, not the chimp.
That's you, like it says on the cake.
Yeah, grappling Granny.
What is all this nonsense?
Ain't nonsense at all. You up the Boston Strong Girl, and she was a champion lady wrestler.
So now that makes you the champion lady wrestler.
Give the loving cup, Bessie. I don't want no loving cup, and no crown neither. And you take that sign off of my good bathrobe. I ain't no lady wrestler.
The heck you ain't. You throwed the Boston Strong Girl plumb out of the ring.
Oh, I may watch you on the television.
We're proud of you.
I only done that because she was beating up on that poor little Tennessee girl, Rebecca of Donnybrook Farm.
I don't make no never mind. You done it, and that makes you the champ.
That's right.
Sure does. No, it don't. I'm a peace-loving woman, and I don't want to be tarred with the brush of violence. Gee whiz, Granny, I don't want to hear no more about it.
But you're famous. Everybody's seen you on the television.
Not another word. I didn't whoop that woman for fame or glory. I did it to right her wrong. And now that it's over, I want to forget it.
Youngins?
And that goes for you, too.
Well, I'm just going to tell the youngins if that's the way you want it, that's the way it's going to be.
That's the way I want it.
Then that's the way it's going to be. All right, young'uns, let's get on with our chores.
Oh, Ellie, did you sure enough see me on television when I whomped the Boston Strong Girl?
You ordered her not to talk about that.
Do you want me to go to prison?
Prison?
The Constitution guarantees her the right to free speech. She could haul me up before the Supreme Court.
I don't reckon Ellie'd do a thing like that.
Of course not. Stand up for your rights, child. Where's your spunk? Remember, you are the granddaughter of the world's champion wrestler.
We both saw you, Granny, and you was something there.
You were that old Boston Strong Girl every way but loose.
I was there in person when Granny slung her into the 6th row of seats.
You know how I done that, boy? I put the Possum Ridge paralyzer on her, and then I give her the bug tussle bounce.
I spent a bundle promoting you as the Beast of Boston. After that fiasco last night, they're gonna start calling you the Massachusetts Milquetoast. Why didn't you and Rebecca do the fight like we rehearsed it? Whose idea was it to run in that little old lady?
Wasn't it yours?
Of course not. I wasn't even in town.
I never saw her before in my life.
Must be Rebecca. Oh, if that little broad changed the script on me, or... Send in Rebecca. That's what I get for taking a topless waitress and giving her a chance to become an actress. What's the idea of wearing your Rebecca outfit in the daytime?
Granny invited me over, and she'll be expecting me to look like this.
Granny?
She's the little old lady who threw her out of the ring last night.
So you are the one who put her in the act?
No, she's not a performer.
What?
She's a real little old lady from Tennessee.
Kill those lights. We'll look at this film. If she's for real, you are in big trouble.
don't tell me that that was a real little old lady from Tennessee. It had to be a stuntman in drag.
No, honest. That was a grandmother.
Okay, back to your tugboat, Annie.
You mean I'm out of show business?
That's right. Yes, come in.
Mr. Booth, the television station just sent these over. They're all about last night's wrestling match, and they've been flooded with phone calls.
Bring back the little old lady and the Boston Strong Girl, greatest fight ever. How about a rematch? And book Tennessee Terror and Beast of Boston on Ed Sullivan's show. Guarantee fill Houston Astrodome. Grappling Granny, Strong Girl rematch. All right, you're back in show business. Well, come on. Where can I find this little granny?
I'm on my way to see her now. She wants to talk to me about the mortgage on Donnybrook Farm.
Don't tell me she believes that story about you wrestling just to pay off the mortgage?
Yeah, she even believes the part about the mean old banker who's going to foreclose on my sick mama and my crippled daddy.
Hey, I write a pretty good script, huh? Well, come on. Let's not keep the little lady waiting. Call the television station. Tell them that we got Granny and the Boston Strong Girl for a rematch. I want plenty of publicity.
How do you know she'll fight again?
Are you kidding? Did you get a load of those clothes and the old army shoes? For $20, she'll kill you.
Howdy there, Granny.
Well, it's little Rebecca of Donnybrook Farm.
Yeah. Rebecca, honey.
Oh, Granny.
This is my son-in-law, Jed Clampett.
Hi, Miss Rebecca. Pleased to meet you.
Oh, thank you, sir. The pleasure is mine.
Ain't she sweet?
Who's the fella bring you?
Oh, that's Mr. Gene Booth, a gentleman I'm very beholden to.
Mr. Booth, I'm Jed Clampett.
Oh, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I hope you'll excuse the mess. I was just trying to fix Granny's churn.
You must be the handyman around here.
Well, I do the best I can.
And, Granny's the cook?
Yeah, and a dandy, too. I hope you stay for victuals.
Tell me, does she make much of a salary?
No salary at all. Just room and board, same as the rest of us.
Mr. Booth, Rebecca tells me that you're the man who pays them women to get up in that ring and fight.
I only do it for patriotic reasons.
Patriotic reasons?
Exactly. It promotes physical fitness, helps solve the unemployment problem, fights poverty. And it helps a little farmer's daughter like Rebecca here learn a trade and earn an honest dollar. And I can do the same for you, little lady.
What you mean?
If you'll fight the Boston Strong Girl again, I will pay you the sum of, $10.
$10?
Tell you what, to help you buy a new churn, I'll make that 20.
Forget it. The joke teller here is making me a new churn.
Besides, Granny promised me she wouldn't scrap no more.
I'm retiring, undefeated.
Now, Granny, just think. The proceeds from your match would help poor Rebecca pay off the mortgage on Donnybrook Farm.
My mama's sick, and my daddy's crippled.
Kid, I've just come out of retirement.
Oh, you didn't. How much is the mortgage, Rebecca?
Well,
$10,000. That's a 10 and a comma and 3 zeros.
Must have left my money in my other pants.
Oh, so.
Come on in, I'll write you a check.
Check. A check. Yes, that's a good idea. You do that, yes.
Come on in, set a file.
his check won't be any good.
Oh, yes, it will. When it bounces, Granny goes in the ring, or he goes to jail.
I'm using that house you showed me, Granny. Tennessee's toe torture.
Well, let him go. We've got company. Miss Rebecca and Mr. Booth is here.
Howdy.
Howdy. Hey, Granny, will you make Ellie stop whooping me?
You can whip him?
Ellie can whoop anybody, except Jed and me.
Wow. What a family tag team. Nothing.
Here you are, Miss Rebecca. Now that mean old banker you spoke about can't foreclose the mortgage.
Oh, thank you, sir.
$20,000?
Yeah, I sweetened it a mite to help take care of her sick mama and her crippled daddy.
Let's go, Rebecca.
Can't you stay for victuals?
Thank you, no, but we have pressing business.
Oh, I cooked up a great big pot of goat tripe.
Sorry. You must have mighty pressing business if that don't keep you. Yeah.
Well, thanks again.
I hope this is goodbye.
Oh, no, we'll be back.
Did you hear that, Jed? They's coming back.
Yeah, Granny. Once you said goat tripe, you had 'em.
Excuse me, Chief. That young lady we saw wrestling on television last night is here. Rebecca of Donnybrook Farm.
You mean that sniveling little creep who shot off her mouth about the mean old banker foreclosing the mortgage?
Yes.
Smoke, kick her out of the office. Throw her down the elevator shaft.
Actually, it's her manager who wants to see you. He has a check for $20,000.
Well, show him in. Any friend of Rebecca is a friend of mine.
Come in, please.
Thank you.
Mr. Drysdale, Mr. Gene Booth.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you, sir. And you don't have to tell me who this is. It's my little sweetheart of the ring, Rebecca of Donnybrook Farm. Oh, such a pretty little thing.
Thank you, sir.
But you know, darling, you mustn't say that bankers are mean. Oh, no, we are sweet and kind, gentle, generous, a friend to rich and poor alike.
You know, I'm glad to hear you say that, because a poor handyman just gave me a bum check on your bank for $20,000.
I'll kill him. I'll put him in prison for the rest of his life.
Well, now, I don't want him in prison. I just want to force his family to fight in a tag team match. And if you can confirm that this is a bad check, I can do it.
Katie, clap it. Why did he give you this check?
He thinks he's paying off the mortgage on Donnybrook Farm.
And helping my sick mama and my crippled daddy.
Well, that check is good.
Not anymore.
Hey, you can't do that. Now who am I going to get to fight?
Get her sick mommy and crippled daddy.
Fine, you dirty crook.
You come out in the hall and call me that, and you'll get your teeth kicked in.
Okay, let's go.
Please, he's a powerful-looking man.
Now, don't be frightened. Just get out there and kick his teeth in. Yes, I'm going to take care of the mean one. All right now, blabbermouth. You're going to get yours.
Vicious kids today. Man isn't safe in his own office.
Okay, come on, dearie. Don't do that, you nut. You're supposed to be Rebecca's crippled father.
And remember, Mama, you're sick.
Well, look who's here.
Little Rebecca's come back.
Folks, I'd like you to meet my mama from Tennessee.
Howdy, ma'am.
Pleased to meet you. How are you, honey?
Oh, well, she don't say much. She's got to save her strength for coughing. And this here's my daddy.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, sir. Maybe you best hang on to your cane. I'm Jed Clampett. This is my daughter, Ellie.
Howdy.
And this here is Granny.
I declare they's in awful bad shape for Tennessee folks.
How'd your daddy get so crippled up?
Well, he...
He fell off old Smokey.
Oh. Well, y'all come in. Sit down.
Let me help you down the steps.
Leave me be, Mr. Booth. Daddy's proud.
Proud as a dog with two tails.
Good thing he's got a spare. I think he just busted one. Sit down and rest a while, old-timer. I'll fetch you in some horse-mint tea.
Oh, no, we can't stay, Granny. We just dropped by so you could show Rebecca's folks some of your wrestling holes.
Wrestling holes?
Yes. Mom and Daddy and I gotta wrestle the boss's strong girl and her folks.
How come?
We need the money to pay off the mortgage on Donnybrook Farm.
I'll give you money for that and more to boot.
Oh, I meant to tell you about that. Rebecca's folks wouldn't let her cash the check. They're too proud. Except charity.
True sons and daughters of Tennessee.
Well, that's fine, but they ain't in no shape to wrestle. They's too old to fight and too weak to run.
They insist on it.
We've been challenged.
It's an affair of honor.
Like a feud.
Hey,
He's talking about the feud.
I ain't hungry.
The feud! You know, with the Boston Strong Girl, and her father, the weightlifter, and her mother, the blacksmith.
Bring 'em on!
Oh, we can't let these poor folks fight them big brutes. Let's do it, Burl.
Well, now, Ellie, we ain't got no quarrel with... Come in.
I'm the father of the Boston Strong Girl. Where are those sniveling cowards from Tennessee?
There ain't no such thing as a sniveling coward from Tennessee. I'm from Tennessee.
Then you're a sniveling coward.
Stranger, I'm going to have to ask you to take your hand off of Granny.
Granny! So you're the bully that beat up on my daughter.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do the same thing to you. I'll help you, Granny.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. If you're gonna have a family fight, have it at the International Arena.
We ain't aiming for no fight, Mr. Booth. Our family ain't been provoked.
You ain't, huh?
How we been provoked?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Bill Baldwin speaking to you from ringside at the International Wrestling Arena, where tonight an overflow crowd is waiting to see the tag team match of the century, Grappling Granny and the Clampetts versus the Boston Strong Girl and her family. At any moment now, our gladiators will be making their entrance.
I don't understand how you could let the Clampetts risk their necks like this.
How could I stop them? They claim they're fighting a feud, an affair of honor.
That roar of welcome is for the battlers from Bud Tussle, the Clampett family.
Well, you didn't have to encourage them by buying them new robes.
We bankers are notoriously generous.
I come. Notoriously generous. It's too bad there wasn't room for your name.
Wait till Ellie takes off her robe.
Now you can hear the boos and catcalls that always greets the Boston Strong Girl, accompanied tonight by her equally repulsive parents. Fight promoter Gene Booth certainly looks happy. He'll make a mint tonight.
Now, folks, this is a tag team match. Only one of you can be inside the ring at a time. Now, who'd like to start?
Let me be first. I'm the champion.
All right, Granny. Now, if you need any help, you reach to the ropes and tag another member of your team.
This is a tag team match. Only one in the ring at a time. We're wrestling our rules. Not while I'm here. Okay.
Granny, looks like all three of us coming at you.
Want us to jump in there and help?
No, I think they just want to shake hands.
Granny is stunned. She's at the mercy of those three Boston brutes. This is going to be a slaughter.
Get up, Granny.
Are you hurt? You need our help?
It's all right, Jed. There's only 3 of them.
She's tripped her father. And now, believe it or not, she's holding him by the ankles and swinging him around like a flail. The Boston Strong Girl and her mother out of the ring. Those the
little farther. The fight is over. Granny has won single-handed. This crowd is going wild.
You embarrass me. Can't we leave now? We have work to do at the office.
Oh, sure. Let's go.
This wasn't in his script. No, wait a minute. I can explain it. Look!